to poison.
Good evening and welcome to the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week. Tonight it is the only game on the schedule, and it could be the last one for the defending champions Burlington Blaze. They're down 2-1 to St. Catharines here in the first round series as we are at Canada Games Arena here in St. Catharines. Matthew Kirk alongside Jonathan Donville, and it's been the road teams that have won all the games so far, so if you're a fan of trends, could be a good night for Burlington.
Yeah, it's been an interesting series. For those unaware, instead of rotating games back and forth, St. Catharines hosted game one in this building, lost that game, and then went on the road 1-2 in Burlington. So the first elimination game of the series, and talking to Coach Krepensack from Burlington before the game, I asked, how you feeling? And he said the boys are angry. And I said, did something happen in the last game that I'm not aware of? He said, no, just backs against the wall. They're not happy about it. It is a team with Minto Cup pedigree, coming off the Minto Cup last year. Count them out at your own risk here. Backs against the wall. I expect a good effort for them tonight.
In their black uniforms, going right to left away from Cal Lever Pereira in this first period. Double blue unis for St. Catharines, who will get the opening possession here. Logan Fletcher brings it down. Winners 8-4 and 10-6 on back-to-back nights in the oven to take game 2 and 3 of the series and force the elimination game here tonight. Ball all the way back up top. Shot comes from the captain, Keaton Zavitz, into the crease and back into the crease for Burlington. It'll be an extra possession.
Good look there for Keaton Zavitz. He's been the leading scorer for the Athletics throughout the first 3 games with 10 points. But it hasn't been an overly high-scoring series, right? A low scores, especially on the Burlington side. Zavitz getting it done, though, for a balanced Athletics attack.
Couple good looks from Thunderhill. Trade deadline acquisition of this St. Catharines team from Six Nations. Somewhat surprising as they try to go over to Trent Meridian. That one just skipped away in the first real possession coming up here for Burlington. Minute in.
Yeah, interesting, Matty. They weren't traded for each other, but
no.
the dual trades of Thunderhill going to St. Catharines and then Noah Snyder going from St. Catharines to Six Nations have worked out really well for both teams. Both Snyder and Hill have flourished in their new homes, and both had depth on that side of the ball, so it's worked out well. Snyder
will see tomorrow night as the Arrows try for the second time to put away the Peterborough Lakers at the ILA, an 8 p.m. game right here on the OJLL YouTube channel.
Yeah, good start there for the St. Catharines defense. Good D by Julian Race. By my count, Maddie, one of the few fifth years on this team, right? We've been talking about it throughout the playoffs, the story of past and present Minto Cup. St. Catharines hosts the Minto Cup next year, so not a lot of graduating players as they look to really gear up for next year, but obviously trying to give this year as good of a go as they can.
Here's Ty Stainhouse, no room for him to shoot outside. Shot clock down to 5 as he finds Hill. That one off the stick of Sawyer English, and it bounces to the outside boards, and
they're going to give a reset on that.
Yeah.
They're going to say that I think that Hill shot bounced off the pipe.
Sawyer English, the youngest of 4 English brothers who have all now come through this Burlington system. Up top, Christian Lefebvre, sidearm shot, and Cal Lever Pereira makes the save. Rebound will roll into the corner. And out and past the restraining line, still trying to argue over who's going to grab it. And it will be Burlington in the stick of Sawyer English. Colton Armitage was in the area as well. And now Burlington. They come in on Oliver Vaino. Him and Ty Wilson have kind of gone back and forth this season, but Steve Toll telling us before the game, 2 very good goaltenders together, and Vaino's just kind of run with it. Shrugs to make that save. It skips right back to Burlington, however. Joel Furman, official, wanted a reset call, gets it. They'll get another one, but it'll go to St. Catharines after the Blaze forward stepped in the crease. Push and transition. This is what Toller said they wanted to do before the game, and they've been doing well in the series. Thunderhill will stop the over and back after the initial shot bounced wide.
Yeah, for everything that we're talking about with St. Catharines, what they're not, Maddie, is one of the bigger teams we've seen. Right? You'll see other teams have size advantages over the St. Catharines team, but obviously like to use their quickness, get up the floor, and they got to do things the right way, the honest way. You mentioned Coach Toll talking to him before the game, mentioning how well they've cross-checked. A simple thing that goes a long way, especially when you're giving up size advantages to guys like Alex Marnier.
Marnier trying to pass to the far side. In and out of the stick there of, I believe that's Riley Ford, who now has to go back on defense, trailing the play, and a hard shot straight down the middle for Noah Simpson. Gets in on Lever Pereira.
Yeah, another guy to watch here for the Athletics, Matty, number 6, Mitchell Armstrong, guarding the ball just there. Incredibly high praise coming from the St. Catharines staff before the game. Plays his winter ball for the Philadelphia Wings. That's a good look there by the Burlington Blaze.
Riley Ford right on the crease. Man down, Colton Armitage tripped up. We can call it the turf monster here tonight. As we were a little confused on the terminology up in Tony Rose yesterday, where the Orangeville Northmen swept away the Toronto Beaches. Christian Lefebvre gets around the high pick, under 10 to shoot, though. He'll cut back on the run, sidearm shot, and Lever Pereira makes another good stop.
Yeah, Lever Pereira's had a really good, nice start to this game. He's been sharp. Big save there on Lefebvre, who goes with that toe drag move a lot.
Been good all series, all season for that matter. Lever Pereira found out just before the game he is declaring for the NLL draft, so will be available coming up a year early, but he's at McGill, so all kosher. Bounce shot there from Keaton Zavitz. Goes up and out of play.
Yeah, Matty, we've been talking a lot about the Athletics throughout the start of this game. The two names to really watch for the Burlington Blaze: on the left side, number 16, Will McLeod. On the right side, number 13, Alex Marinier. McLeod, especially one of the leading scorers in the entire OJLL. Those guys were key parts of the Minto Cup run last year, and they've been really exceptional so far this year.
Big high step bounce from Xander Durkatz, the trade deadline acquisition. And he has been solid since coming over to Burlington.
This is an interesting one from Durkatz. Another guy we talked about in the pregame has been really solid since coming over from Oakville. Kind of goes with an unconventional hop step here. Looks like he's about to dodge and then shoots it off his right foot. That's not typically how you teach guys to do it, but I think Vagno thought he was going to take another step. A little bit of a Callum Crawford hop step there to get into it, and then just shoots it right off his right foot to a good spot, and his streak of scoring beautiful goals has continued all summer.
I was just about to say, when we called his game with Oakville earlier this year, you said it, he just does not score just a normal goal.
No, he's got a bag of tricks through the legs, behind the back. He's not afraid, and they're effective for him, and continues with a nice one there.
Here's Thunderhill now. Shoots around his man, a bouncer in, and hits off the Blaze netminder and into the corner. So the 1-0 lead taken here by the Blaze, who are the road team, who have won every game in this series so far, this being game number 4, the longest of all the series in this first round. Quickly down floor, Hill in front of Lever Pereira, and he stands his ground and stops that one, but another chance and another stop on Thunderhill. Can he do it again a third time? Yes, he can. Being peppered right now is that Burlington netminder, and Cal Lever Pereira has an answer for everything.
Not saves you want to ask your goalie to make, but certainly happy to get him when you need him. As what a stand there. Burlington's got to clear this thing out and play some offense. But Lever Pereira bailing him out as they're going to get pressed again here. Good handle by McLeod so far. That's well done.
Comes over center, finds Durkatz again on the run. Back to the crease. Marinier shot. Saved by Vagno, who was a spectator for the Cal Lever Pereira show. He wants to put his name in the highlight list here tonight.
Worth mentioning, Matty, as St. Catharines going to get their press in again here.
Gavin Tebow, the only man in there for Burlington, facing 3 defenders.
Gotta be careful you don't take a penalty when guys are on the ground. This is a frequent. They got to blow the whistle. His helmet's off.
All of that on Burlington's clock, and now no surprise that there's a little bit extra as they came out of that lengthy scrum. Here's a look at Cal Leva Pereira, though. One. I think we're going to get all three here.
Yeah, Thunderhill's going to pick it off right here. That's two. And then he's going to find Simpson. That's three. And then they play a shift of defense after that. You know, we've been talking about the home field advantage in this series. Worth noting, it is legitimately freezing in here. And the oven is the hottest venue probably.
Yes.
For my money, it's Memorial. But, you know, a lot of folks would take the oven. So true stylistic differences here in the two venues.
We were 31 degrees last night. We're just above 20 here today. It's the OJLL playoffs, man.
Yeah.
Be ready for anything, temperature included.
You can get away with a sweatshirt in here tonight, and only the people who love punishment the most will wear a sweatshirt in the oven in August.
Thunderhill took a little bit off it. And he'll celebrate with the crowd. We're all tied up.
My first time seeing Thunderhill this summer, we didn't catch him in Six Nations, and then was traded before or after we caught the St. Catharines games. And what did I tell you watching warm-ups before the game? His shots just go in, Matty. This kid can really let it fly. Not a big body, but a sweet angle for our viewers there. That's as good as it gets, right? There's, again, a lot to be said about deception and things like that. If you can rip it hard to the pipe, you know, they're going to go in.
So Thunderhill and Xander Durkatz, the trade deadline acquisitions for these two teams, making their presence felt here in game number 4.
Yeah, and hasn't that been a theme of the playoffs so far, especially that Orangeville series, right? Guys like Connor O'Toole really, you know, being the difference maker in the series. These trades have worked out really well for a lot of teams.
Brian Jackman had a tremendous series for the Northmen as well.
Snyder and Six Nations.
Yeah.
Lots of guys.
Cody Innes plays most of his ball in Hamilton. Lost it there and a weird bounce off the turf. Otherwise, Logan Fletcher was home free.
I don't know why Fletcher faced forward there. Just tried to wish it into his stick.
Innes coming off the bench. They'll go to Marinier instead. Didn't get all the follow-through because Julian Race stepped up on him, and Race goes off shaking the glove.
Yeah, I know exactly what that feels like, and I hope he has better luck than I did.
Ari Steinhaus started the transition, but now give off to Zachary Toll. Cross floor, Thunderhill just inside the restraining line. Back across to Zavitz. Keaton Zavitz comes in the bouncer. Off Pereira. Out towards the boards, and Thunderhill gets the possession again. Lefebvre, Toll, and Durkatz. Excuse me, that's Zavitz. Back for Toll, and just a little too high for Colton Armitage. Otherwise, that net was wide open.
Yeah, good two-man there from Toll and Zavitz. Two guys who are giving up size on that right side, but finding creative ways to get open in the two-man game. That was a pretty slick look from Toll to the backside, just not able to finish it here.
It's been a while since we've seen St. Catharines play. And the last time we did, you know, thought it was a lot of Zavitz on offense, and Toll wasn't in that game as turning and firing. Over the top there was Durkatz looking for his second, but now you watch that offensive set and you name 5, maybe 6 guys who can put it in the back of the net.
And what a year it's been for St. Catharines, too. When we did last see them, you know, they were a couple days away from being like 1-8 or 1-9, right? They get a couple wins back in the Beaches stuff, and then they just really get hot here and get themselves all the way into the 4-5 series, pick up a couple guys, and now all of a sudden they're, you know, have a home elimination game. So it's been a tale of 2 seasons here for St. Catharines, but you know, an interesting year across the league, and the Athletics, credit to them for just playing through it.
Meanwhile, on the other side, the Burlington Blaze found themselves near that cut line most of the season, if not under it, coming in as the defending champions, of course, losing 12 guys, 12 or 13 last year, as that'll be shrugged away by Leva Pereira into the corner. Ty Steinhaus right on the doorstep.
12 to 13 guys, including the best goalie in the country, right?
Right.
And for as good as any player is, the goaltending in junior lacrosse is just, I mean, in any box lacrosse, is just the most important thing, right? So losing Deacon Knott was obviously huge, but, credit to them. They battled back really hard, a very well-coached, well-run organization, so no surprise to see them back in a competitive spot.
And Alex Krepensek stepping behind the bench as well. Dan McRae led them to that Minto Cup and then took more of a backseat assistance role. He's been on and off the bench a few times this season. So a season of change for Burlington, but they find themselves back in the playoff picture. Here's Marinier to the corner for Innes. Cody Innes, no room. He'll go to Marinier. The lefties cycle it through as it comes to Chuck Ross, who comes in and scores.
This has been a really well-played game so far. No surprise given how tight this series has been. Just a classic face dodge here from Ross, and you're going to see a late close-up by the defender and just goes right by his guy, and then a good job reaching those hands, letting the stick have eyes, letting the stick see something that maybe his real eyes can't see, gets it out around Vano.
Under 8 to play, 2-1 for the Blaze, who need a win here to keep their season alive and force game number 5 on Friday night.
Worth mentioning, too, a really great crowd here inside Canada Summer Games Park, a beautiful venue.
Always is.
If you haven't had the opportunity to come, that's the right call on Burlington, I think.
Yeah, Logan Fletcher took the hit high as he was running out of the pile, and it was the trail official, Blair Ferguson, that put his arm up.
Yeah, I don't think this was malicious at all by Fletcher, but he definitely gets him in the head here. You can see the head snap back here just a little bit, so I think that's a good call.
Give me 23 in blue, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was just fighting for the ball, but it's Adam Ross, I think, in the box.
Burlington penalties, number 18, Adam Ross. 2 minutes for roughing. Time to penalty.
No Rod Mahood in the penalty box either. Just noticed the X factor not in the game for St. Catharines Athletics. I believe the Niagara River Lions are playing just down the street at Meridian Center, which is where the Minto Cup will be tomorrow against the Brampton Honey Badgers in CEBL action. Here's Thunderhill, cross crease. Back up to Stainhouse. Look at the ball moving. He goes for the skip shot. That one did hit the goaltender, but back to Hill.
A lot of room for Hill right now.
He's got it here. It goes around his back.
Our viewers can see exactly what Thunderhill's looking at when he gets this thing.
Got it again. Still no room to shoot, and now he does take one. Had room, looked like perhaps above Lever Pereira, who was down.
Yeah, what I mean by that is I'll let this play go out here as Burlington breeds the press. When I say they can see what Thunderhill's looking at, it's because Davis Longlade on the back end of the Burlington power play is taking away the far side of the goal. He's leaving the short side for Lever Pereira. That's good defense and doesn't leave Hill with a ton of options. If you try to shoot through the screen, likelihood is it'll get blocked, and then Lever Pereira is sitting on the short side. Most teams do it, but that's just a good visual.
Chuck Rawson turns and tries to beat the shot clock. Can't do it. The officials tonight, someone's asking. Joel Furman, Blair Ferguson, and I believe it's Mike Smith. Third official not completely familiar with. But if you know who it is in the chat, you can help us out. Thunderhill down in the corner.
Yeah, you can see Longlade just sitting right between Hill and that far pipe.
Hill's got it back again around the screen from Keaton Zavitz. Hill was tied up with his man as well. After Burlington regained possession, they can take the whole thing down now with 20 seconds left in that first power play.
Still a good look at the end of it, though, getting Hill over the top. That's the hardest area to block those shots is straight from the top. So set a seal for him, let him come over. A very gifted shooter, but good save by Lever Pereira, who, again, has been really sharp to start this game.
Ross to the bench. Cooper Joyce wearing number 7 will take to the floor. 7 formerly worn by Nicholas Volkov, who was traded from Burlington to the Mimico Mountaineers, who swept away the Brampton Excelsiors last night. Off the bench, Christian Lefebvre to Thunderhill. That's not Zavitz, it's Trent Meridian taking the spot on the far side. Tried to return the pass back here to Lefebvre. What a move to get open and send a bouncer in on Lever Pereira.
That's a nasty move. The fake wind up, face dodge, spin back move. I think of Connor Busick rocking that move for the Cornell Big Red for a long time.
Here's Marinier. Work on the right side with Durkatz. Xander Durkatz wants room to go to the crease. Can't. And the return pass for Marinier skips away. Called for the over and back, but Mitchell Armstrong will get there first and gets the quick reset and rings it off the pipe. Picked up, though, by Riley Ford.
Didn't catch who was getting back there for Burlington. I think it was Ted Rawson, but good hustle to make it tough on Armstrong.
Cody Innes loses his man in front of the crease, turns and shoots, and Vagno, a shrug of the shoulders, knocks it away into the corner. Here comes Marinier. Over to Innes. He'll go back to the restraining line. And a low shot from Marinier as it came back east-west passing from Burlington.
Yeah, that's a good look and a good release by Marinier, getting it right out. A nice save by Vagno.
Shots favoring the Athletics right now, 18-11. Here with under 4 to play in the first period. 2-1, however, plays where it counts. Out of the corner, Lefebvre will go up to Zachary Toll. Feeding to Thunderhill, his quick stick just goes wide.
Burlington doing a good job of staying really tight. A little bit of different style defense than we've seen, for example, in that Orangeville Beaches series where Orangeville was really trying to get out and press the ball on those outside shooters. Burlington keeping it more tight, maybe daring some of the outside shots. St. Catharines not taking the bait so far, but hard to get open inside when the defense is so compact.
Marinier is going to direct traffic here. Durkatz in through the middle. Sawyer English sends it to the far side. Marinier now back to the lefties again. Working it down to Chuck Rawson, lost his man, steps in and shoots, and Vagno hangs on to it. That's the Chuck Rawson trademark play, though.
Yeah, excellent possession from Burlington. Several passes, flipping the sides of the floor several times. That's what makes those isolation at the end more effective.
Keaton Zavitz, his shot skips off the end boards. It's going to be weird next year not seeing a Zavitz play for the Athletics. As it comes back, and the goal for Trent Meridian.
On cue, Matty, talking about the defense being compact, right? They're going to give up some of these shots from outside. The difference here is Meridian gets it through a screen. So he's going to get it right here. A good seal set there by Zavitz, and then right off the hip of his defender, Meridian shoots it. That's Cooper Jackson on the closeout. I see we're going to see that breakaway. You see Armstrong. He never looks up for a second. He knows he's on a breakaway. He's shooting this thing the whole way. Puts it right at the corner of the crossbar and the pipe.
Philadelphia Wings draft pick last year. Mitchell Armstrong didn't score in transition, but Meridian does to tie this game at 2 as we near the 2-minute warning here of the first period. Here's Zachary Toll, part of a huge draft for St. Catharines last year. Coming into last year's season, 4 first-round picks. A lot of them from the Whitby-Oshawa area, which Steve Toll is familiar with. The Oshawa Blue Knights winning a bunch of provincial championships.
Boy, several turnovers now from both teams. We've seen the forechecks be a lot more effective, right? That, the Beaches Orangeville series, Matty, a lot cleaner, between the blue lines here. But both teams doing a really good job of creating pressure on the clear.
Here's Lefebvre over to the far side. Meridian wanted it, and as he went to set the screen, that's when the pass came. Thunderhill back to retrieve it inside the timeline. Now to the far side, Zavitz up top for Hill, shoots straight down the pipe, and Lever Pereira there to make the save.
Another good possession by Burlington here if they can clear it. But again, that tight, compact defense working well, right? That's Hill's a good shooter, but that's another one from pretty far out. That's what Burlington wants, and they don't mind ball movement outside of the shell of that defense.
Last minute to play.
Alex Krepensek, a good defender in his own right, as that big jab step again from Durkat's open space. Passes back to the trailer, Cody Innes, who got a good shot away.
Boy, Durkat just has the juice in his feet. It just feels
Yes.
like electric when he's got the ball. It feels like he's dangerous.
Don't want to play Dance Dance Revolution against him. Sidearm shot from up top. That was Carson Robbins, who has a pair of assists on the 2 Athletics goals here in the opening frame, which only has less than 30 seconds in it.
Yeah, Pete, St. Catharines, went for the 2-for-1 here. I don't think they're going to get much time on the back of it, but at least not allowing a 6-on-5 for Burlington.
Should be about 5 seconds left. We'll see what Coach Steve Toll decides to do. Xander Durkats from outside. Faked. It goes back to McLeod. His shot. Having called the name Will McLeod too much. The over and back called, and McLeod hustled up, which is a good play to make sure that Logan Fletcher couldn't get the quick restart. And because they don't, it'll be timeout for Steve Toll and company.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've seen Steve Toll take timeouts and we've seen him take them in the middle of periods differently than a lot of coaches in the summer. But a good bounce there for St. Catharines, and the ball rolls all the way back down the floor. So 4.3 seconds left on the clock, but they'll have time to run something effective here. Expect some sort of, double screen off ball for a shooter. Starting in the righty corner, so I would expect something likely to come for Thunderhill, or to swing behind the net and try to get a righty, coming over hard to the ball. But, you got to get someone sealing down and try to get a shooter behind it here. If you're Burlington, I think one of the questions is how much do you pressure the ball, right? The ball carrier right now is one of the least dangerous players starting in the corner. So do you just try to pressure the ball, make a potential pass tough, or do you try to really keep it tight? I think that's the biggest decision for the Blaze.
Well, is there a least dangerous option? There's Toll, Zavitz. Hill is out there. Stainhouse in the middle, causing trouble. Backs away, and so did Thunderhill as the ball arrived on scene. And those two are going to talk about it now, as it results in nothing.
Yeah, well, good job by Burlington pressuring the ball, because I think Hill was open, so that's why you would pressure the ball in that scenario. Toll looks for him, can't find a good finish to the period for the Blaze. 2-2, 40 minutes left. Pretty tight period, but a really fun period to watch, man.
We'll see if the next 40 is the same. It's do or die time for the Burlington Blaze. Second period comes your way in about 10 minutes. You're watching the OJLL Game of the Week, fueled by Gatorade.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Let's go, raise up one time, go get it, it's yours, let's shine, come on.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Get
Get ready, Ottawa. Box lacrosse is returning to its Canadian roots and giving the nation's capital the team they deserve.
Back inside Canada Games Park here in St. Catharines. Tight first period, 2-2 between the Blaze and the Athletics. The Blaze needing a win to keep their season and series alive here in period number 2. Matthew Carrick alongside Jonathan Donville in the JVI Sports Network. As we get set for another tight period here.
Yeah, I think that obviously was a really tight period. I think Burlington's got to feel pretty good about it, especially with how many good looks they got on offense, right? Especially for the Blaze, the offense has been a bit of a grind in this series with the 6 goals and the 4 goals in the last 2 games. So only 2 goals that actually went in, but I thought a lot of good looks for Burlington. Vanier was pretty good in there.
They'll get the first offensive possession. We'll see Catharines, and Cal Lever Pereira also really good, stopping 20 shots in that first period. As you said, an athletics team that likes to put up near 60. That's their goal every night, is their coaching staff told us before the game, so he could be busy, and they're right on target to hit that. Out to the outside, here's Durkatz again. Walked off the top spot on the crease and then still managed to shoot back over his body.
Yeah, he's a load to handle in those isolation situations. Just has a lot of different ways that he can get to the goal.
Not quite the first finish we saw last night. Beauty one from near behind the net. Thunderhill had a pair of points on the 2 goals, scored one of them, and gets another.
Telling the fans, let me hear you. In talking to Coach Toll before the game, he said Thunderhill's been doing his best work in the 3rd period. Well, not tonight. He's scored one in the first period and just keeps his hips wide open there. That's really the key. He keeps his left foot back, keeps his hips open, allows him to really rip it through. And like I said, I watched him in warm-ups. This kid can really shoot the ball, and goalies don't seem to pick up that release. And sometimes it's the smaller guys that can really shoot it. Played with several guys over the years on the smaller side of the stature who can really just twist that ball out, and Thunderhill certainly is in that kind of category.
And what's really interesting, he was basically the guy for the Arrows this season.
Sure.
He's almost become a better player now that he's not the main event here in St. Catharines, just a complementary piece of what's turned into a really good offense.
Well, there's no pressure, right? He's playing with some good players here in St. Catharines, although there's some really good players in Six Nations as well, right? They're two good offenses. But there's no pressure. He doesn't have to do a lot of the ball handling. He can kind of get his hands free and shoot it. And as you just saw, that he can really do.
Riley Ford gets it to the outside. This is Cody Innes. Burlington now looking for the equalizer once again. Innes from the corner has it. Cutter and Chuck Rawson. Trailer there as well. Picked up by Durkatz, who scores. Give him a pair on the night.
Yeah, this is 25 seconds of good defense from St. Catharines, but that doesn't get you very far. Actually, a really good cut here by Rawson, taking the top shoulder on his defender. That's how they teach it. And then Durkatz in the right place at the right time. Goes with the Mighty Ducks triple deke there. Works to perfection. He just actually tried that move. Got stuck on Vanier. Does a good job of getting up and over top of him that time to dunk it in the open net.
So 3-3 early going and a big hit. Officials are going to discuss whether or not this is going to be a penalty. And the trail official gets his way. Blair Ferguson saying it's just interference.
Matty, we like to keep it about lacrosse, but we have dabbled in the miscellaneous this summer. I love the pad setup for Lever Pereira. The pad mask jersey setup. It's one of my favorites in the league. The Darth Vader look.
Black and white?
Yeah, I like it.
Don't think I've been paying enough attention because I can't think of a better one, so I'll go with you. And Thunderhill getting a good look up close and personal.
You want to see the detail there in the pads.
I guess most of them are just planes like we got over here on the Vanier side because really hadn't noticed. Shot from McLeod into the big basket of the Woody stick.
Yeah, I think there's probably like 3 people on our broadcast who have strong feelings about what I just said, and nobody else cares absolutely one bit. But to those 3 people, let us know in the comments.
Some for everybody here in the OJLL.
Yep.
Armitage cuts the corner. got taken down on the crease, fell hard.
He wanted to see the details too.
Yeah. Look out, Rawson was in behind everybody. Burlington couldn't get the ball there. It's a bounce shot. That comes from Will McLeod, who was amongst the league leaders in points for the entire season, actually 2 behind Joey Spallina, heading into the final day of competition, and then Spallina put up an 8 spot.
Yeah, if he gets going, that's really the biggest shoe that can drop here for the Blaze.
Durkats drew defenders to him, and that opened up the captain, Alex Marinier. But then Marinier's return pass over to Rawson didn't connect. Haven't really called Marinier or McLeod's name that much here tonight.
Yeah, we've had the Durkats twice, right? And then Innes, I think, has been sharp. The Rawson's obviously getting on the score sheet and playing pretty well. So it's a balanced attack. Just because we haven't called his name doesn't mean they're not playing well.
Out in front, Zavitz. A wide open look. That Lever Pereira makes the save on. Penalty coming up here to St. Catharines. It's going to be too many men as they jumped early. First power play of the game coming to Burlington. Steve Toll absolutely disagrees.
I think the too many men calls are the most debated calls we see throughout the playoffs. There's some Six Nations fans agreeing with us right now, by the way.
Oh, my goodness.
We'll leave it at that.
I'll help escort you into the building tomorrow if you want to wait for me in the parking lot. We head to the ILA tomorrow. An 8 p.m. start right here on YouTube. Game number 4 between Peterborough and Six Nations. Arrows a chance to clinch on home floor after Daniel Clark's overtime penalty shot heroics. And just as I said, we haven't heard from him. Marinier gives the lead back to Burlington.
Yeah, 5 games for us, Matty, in 6 nights, and the broadcaster Jins is in fine form here. As Marinier, a good little play here. He's going to sneak like he's setting the pick, and then it's just a rotation. He slips out of it. Innes comes in and sets it, and that's just a nice-looking release for the Ohio State product. I said a couple times, Matty, in that Beaches series that Collison was one of the biggest elite offensive players. Marinier, maybe not quite that big, but in that conversation, right? And just so many options when you're that big and that strong, including when it comes to shooting, right? When you're putting your stick up for an overhand shot, it's way up there. You know, you can change angles a lot quicker, than other guys. So uses his size really well, similar to Collison, and 2 of the best players in the league.
Justin Lee and Kyle Waters would like a word.
Sure, yep.
As they're anxiously awaiting the end of this series. Of course, it goes by seeding here, the OJLL, not bracket, as the shot from Thunderhill bounces in the crease. He was there as well. So the ball heads to Burlington.
Burlington clearly looking to run here, right? Some good pace from them. They had to like this start, obviously, with the power play goal.
Up top, McLeod. Marinier wheels back. Takes that shooter spot again. All over him, Julian Race. He plays a great brand of defense. Ball bounces off of Vagno. He wasn't sure where it was. Gavin Tebow was right on the doorstep and overran it.
Yeah, while we're talking about the style points of lacrosse, Marinier, another guy going with the mismatched shoes. We've seen that Dante Bowen, Jordan Vincent from Mimico. Now Marinier, a bit of a trend here.
The things you notice when you're, 5 straight days.
Yeah.
Zachary Toll taking the pass from Gavin Tebow. Thunderhill.
Examples of why I need to get out more. Touch grass.
I was going to say off day coming up on Friday, but I guess that all just kind of depends on how things fall here. Riley Ford. I think those 2 series were both, anyways, whatever. Bouncing ball over to the far side and stuffed was Innes as he tried to come through.
Yeah, now St. Catharines looking to run here. Pretty long benches in this building, so you can definitely get a good advantage coming off that gate.
Trent Meridian here for Zavitz. Stainhouse coming in to set the screen. It opens up the shot for Meridian. And they say it did hit Cal Lever Pereira, so as it's picked up by Armitage, we get a fresh 30 seconds.
A lot of room here for Steinhaus. Athletic guy, gets to the goal.
Everybody else clears out the swim move. Kept at bay. Still to the outside. Hill right on the crease. Back the other way. You and I are both trying to figure out who that was that kept Steinhaus. Hayden Hiltz.
Yeah, and my apologies to all the play-by-play guys over the years of complaining about jersey numbers. Harder than it looks.
Here's Will McLeod. He's on his wrong side of the floor, so he'll circle back.
5 seconds on the shot clock here, so Blaze got to go.
Flips it to Chuck Rawson. Back over the top to Marinier. Good guy to go to when you need one on net. Although there was no rebound to speak of after the Vanier save.
Boy, Marinier doesn't need much to get that shot off, and he's coming out with pace when he gets it.
4-3 Burlington here with 8 minutes gone in period number 2. Lefebvre ducked through traffic. Sawyer English goes with him. Steinhaus thought he had room, gets hauled down. Still with the ball, however, being worked over. All 3 officials have their arms high. Hold and a slash, I think, is the word coming from Ferguson to the same player. This will be a 4-minute man advantage.
We're going to see the hold right here as Steinhaus goes hard to the net again, and then the slash somewhere in, yeah, right there. I mean, hard to argue with both of those calls. Those plays, Matty, when the ball carrier stays on the ground, just seem like an auto penalty. And guys, for years, like at all levels, guys can never seem to lay off those. But we've seen those slashes called so many times.
Davis Longlade, the guilty party. Chance now for St. Catharines to equalize or worse. So if Six Nations are able to get past Peterborough, they will face Orangeville in round number 2. How about Six Nations versus Orangeville? And then Mimico will await the winner of this series. But if it's Peterborough, then Orangeville will get this winner, and we'll have Peterborough Mimico. Bouncer there from Toll. A lot to be decided before we start worrying about round number 2, however.
Heck of a play from Cooper Jackson there. And a good Oklahoma drill at the midline, too.
Nice one from Armitage, stepping up to throw the big hit. Nearly caused an 8-second count.
Yeah, Jackson 5 in black. They're playing the top of the power play or penalty kill by Thunder Hill. Just made a great play to get back and disrupt that last shot from Toll.
Here's Hill and Zavitz playing catch up top. Stepping up, toe save, Lever Pereira. But Steinhaus brings it down for a reset of the shot clock. First minute is gone of the 4-minute man advantage. Steinhaus to the corner. Thunderhill walks in a little twist shot. That did hit off the goaltender, so they reset it again. Steinhaus now Zavitz, Thunderhill behind his back into the corner. Steinhaus goes to the middle. Zavitz low shot off the toe of Lever Pereira.
I'm not sure if that got all the way through or if someone on the defense got it.
Shot clock did reset as Zavitz and Toll here. Play catch down low to Steinhaus. He'll go to Thunderhill. Zavitz from long way outside. That bounced off a body straight to Steinhaus again. Zavitz to Armitage. Golden Armitage sails one off Lever Pereira, and it'll be picked up again by
Big moment
Zavitz,
here.
though.
Big moment here because if they score before the penalty hits 2 minutes, they'll keep the power play. And if not, they'll just get the 1 goal.
Zavitz to Zachary Toll. That one, Thunderhill ducked out of the way. Didn't see it come over top of a ducking defender. And finally, Burlington out there for the full 2 minutes of the first half of that 4-man advantage.
That's an excellent shift of penalty kill from that Blaze man down unit, which, by the way, is missing Longlade in the box. So good guys stepping up, and you can just see on the bench some of those guys running off looking to get a drink of water. And Coach Krepinczak said, no, stay on the gate. We need you again.
Xander Durkatz draws a double team and a penalty. His sidearm shot bounces wide, and it'll be a cross check to take care of the last 129 as the Burlington fans now cheer. Look at the penalty.
Ethan Fisher's going to get it here.
Rode up high in the face mask just as Durkat's turned around.
So we'll get 1 minute, 29 seconds here of 4-on-4, and then a brief power play for the Blaze at the end.
They'll start it with Marinier, now Rawson. Out there with Durkats on the right side as well. Shot does come. Vanyo, the save off of Rawson. Chuck and Ted Rawson, the two lefties on that set. Here's Julian Race. As they announce the cross-checking penalty. Shots now 32-23. The A's off this power play have really started to stretch that lead. Here's Toll. Zachary Toll from the outside off the arm of Cal Lever-Pereira up and into the safety netting.
Nice read there by Lever-Pereira, stepping out on that bouncer and just swallowing it up. Pretty good idea, I think, from Toll.
Big chop taken by Christian Lefebvre as he went up top.
Yeah, Marinier is stuck out there, so look for him to be breaking here.
Look out, Toll steps in, had the corner, and it hits off the crossbar again.
Brief numbers here if they can hustle.
Steve Toll wanted the quick restart, gets it, hat trick, Thunderhill.
Yeah, great example of winning the whistle by St. Catharines. Marinier gets stuck back on defense. He's breaking out as Toll makes this shot. And when it goes out of bounds, tries to get off, get the defensive personnel on. You're going to see Thunderhill come right on here and just hustles in, wins the whistle here. They're ready, whistle ready when it goes off. Hill gets it, and he can rope it from that spot. Hunts that mid-side, halfway up the cross or the side post on the far side. The same shot he hit in the first period.
Mitchell Armstrong credited with the assist on the goal that makes it 4-4 from number 44. Battle over this face-off as we're still 4-on-4 for another 19 seconds. It'll be Ari Steinhaus. That wins it into the corner.
Athletics fourth goal, scored by number 44, Thunderhill.
Toll points to the clock as they're about to go man down. Our St. Catharines switch up a couple guys as Zavitz pulls it way back out.
So the Blaze are going to get one shift of power play here.
Long lane.
St. Catharines got to get off here. They're going to get their guys trapped here.
Right to the ball carrier. Cleanly stripped by Burlington. Off the bench. Shot just wide as it came off the stick of Gavin Tebow. And then Durkat's run over up top for an interference call.
Yeah, so the Blaze are just going to have enough time to get their power play out here, but penalty's going to expire in 5 seconds.
Up top, Marinier. He'll come over to Rawson. It's Rawson and Tebow on the near side. Tebow's got it on the crease now. Shoots past the defender. That bouncer goes all the way back and hits the safety netting over top of the glass just before it went over and back.
Certainly didn't miss by much there.
Zavitz into the corner with 7 to go here in the period. All tied at 4. Last time they were in this building, final score 8-7. Outside shot from Lefebvre. Hit Lever-Pereira, reset the shot clock. However, it's picked up by the Blaze. And they're headed out and over center. Or are they?
Excellent play there from Nathan Fear. Went right from the bench, right across the floor to contest that. You never know. You never know when someone's going to bobble it, but good hustle getting off the bench. Gets the ball going back in the right direction for his club here, as it feels like St. Catharines really put a lot of offense, Matty, with the penalty shot differential now 34-23 for the Athletics.
Nathan Fear, playing 23 games this season, has not missed a game in his junior career, which is now 3 years long. Hard to do. Here's Keaton Zavitz.
Trying to spread him out here and just get some isolation looks, it looks like.
Over the top, Meridian sets a couple of screens. Second one, open space. It bounces right to Thunderhill. And as he tried to go cross crease to Stainhouse, that hit a body and bounced back into the Burlington crease.
Yeah, Tyler Kuchar there with the stick in the lane probably saved a goal. A good look through from Hill. You know, for Burlington, I think one of the emphasis is, can you find some repeat possessions here, right? Give your defense a little bit of a breather, give Lever Pereira a bit of a breather, and start to wear down the St. Catharines defense a little bit, who's been dictating with the forecheck.
It'll be McLeod turning it back one-on-one. Here's Chuck Ross in a twist shot. He gets sent into the end boards after the shot. They went wide, though, and Durkat's going to be double-teamed, unable to get one away.
Yeah, fun battle there between Rawson and Armstrong. A good finish by Armstrong impacting the shot, but you mentioned it after Rawson scored that first one. That toe drag move he's got in the low lefty wing is pretty slick.
Here's Zavitz now waiting for instruction from the bench. 5 minutes left to go here in period number 2. All knotted at 4. 3 of the 4 off the stick of Thunderhill, who's not out there on this possession. High pass brought down over on the far side, and everyone in a Burlington uniform goes racing down the floor. Initially, Matt King to the outside. It's bouncing around in the crease of Vagno and got it underneath of him somewhere.
Boy, a great look there from McLeod. Haven't called his name a ton, but it feels like with the great players, when they get going, they're around it, and then they break out. So that's a good sign for him, getting a good look. Don't expect him to miss too many.
Thunderhill behind the net, out to Zachary Toll. His shot off a body, drops right back into the stick of Stainhouse. Thunderhill wants one more, and nearly bounced in off Meridian. He's the only other athletic to score in this game. Pulled out of the pile. Thunderhill's got it with a fresh 30. Closing in on 4 minutes now left to play in the period. With no timeouts taken in that first, here's Hill cutting through, and it's off the tip of his stick. Noah Simpson looking for a cutter, finds Meridian. May have been behind the goal line there. They allowed the shot to count, but it's picked up by Burlington, making it a moot point.
Yeah, just Thunderhill had so many good looks. That was probably his best one of the night. And just can't come down with it. As another turnover here, almost forced. That's Logan Fletcher getting it done for St. Catharines.
William Deitch took over. As it comes to Marigny, he backed up just enough to find a shooting lane, but Vagno saw it the entire way. 37-25 now the shots in favor of St. Catharines. Again, on pace for that 60 mark. Colton Armitage will leave here for Toll, who spins and fires. Off of Lever Pereira, who just, similar to Connor O'Toole we talked about last night, just stands in and makes the save.
Yeah, I think the one difference is he's stepping out a little bit further on those bouncers. Toll's been hunting that bouncer, but the bit of a higher arc by Lever Pereira has really been effective there, not giving it time to get up into the top corners.
Chuck Ross in under 10 on the shot clock. Going to take it off top spot, works it back to McLeod. McLeod all over Nathan Fear, who had it. This is on the Athletics 8 count. They do get it across center, going down the boards to Lefebvre.
Boy, bullet pass there. Any Madden players out there? Nathan or Julian Ray's holding down the button.
Thunderhill up top, scores again. Have a night, Thunderhill.
Thunderhill 4, Burlington 4 in this game, and they've looked pretty similar. Good cross pick by Zavitz, and then another one, and he's hitting that mid part of the post on the far side. A really tough shot to step to, and boy, I mean, he can really shoot it here. We're repeating ourselves, but he keeps throwing them in the net.
And to think we were told his third period is his best one.
Yeah, right.
Goodness. Look out here. Huge hit in behind the boards. That's Armstrong going in hard on Matt King, who bounces right back up. That brought the crowd to life.
Very large crowd here, by the way. It's really filled in here. Don't have official attendance numbers, but feels like most of the most of the stands are full here at Canada Summer Games Park.
Have been filling in more and more as the game has gone on. 5 goals for Thunderhill. The first time he's done that since the opening game. He scored 5. This by far his biggest output as a member of the Athletics, and there's number 5.
When you're hot, man. It's the best feeling you can ever have as an offensive player, feeling like you can't miss. And he fools Lever Pereira there. I've been talking about that far side, mid part of the pipe. He says, yeah, I've given you 2 of those in a row. I'm going to yank this thing back, short side low. That's what the great goal scorers do. They make the release look the same and the shot go to different spots here. That was a heat check. Confirmed hot.
Thunderhill almost single-handedly trying to will this Athletics team into the second round with 5 of the 6 Athletic goals here tonight. Big face-off battle here at center between Mitchell Armstrong and Cooper Joyce. Finally, it rolls 3 right in the stick of Julian Race.
Feels like St. Catharines has come out with a lot of those face-off loose balls. The shot differential now up to 15, plus 15 for the Athletics.
+2 where it counts. Into the final minute where both teams have a full pocket of timeouts. Here's Ty Steenhouse. Gonna take it through the middle himself. Meets a double team down to a knee. Still with it. Late in the shot clock, it's gonna expire. Toll was calling his guys to the bench for about 8 seconds there.
Full body.
We just need an ice.
Motioning with every, the entire bench Toll. There was motioning.
I know there's some of those highlight reel social media guys in this league. I've got your content for you. Here's Cody Innes back the other way. 5 on the shot clock. Not going to leave much on the game clock as he goes for the dive and right into Vagno. Crease violation called.
7 seconds left. St. Catharines got to get up the floor. They got time here. Get up the floor.
No timeout.
I think they're going to save it for the third because they already used one.
Yeah, that's right. Toll does shoot. Got it off Lever Pereira, but that's all. And then right as the horn sounded, Zach Kuhlman. Another pickup at the deadline. One of those Oakville players. Basically an Oakville Buzz dispersal draft at the trade deadline. As I want to know why there was no penalty there at the end. Blair Ferguson not going to oblige Steve Toll with an explanation, at least not here. 6-4, the Athletics. It's a big night for Thunderhill. Can the Blaze respond in period number 3? That comes your way in about 10 minutes' time. You're watching the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week, fueled by Gatorade.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Let's go, raise up one time, go get it, it's yours, let's shine, come on.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Get
Get ready, Ottawa. Blacks lacrosse is returning to its Canadian roots and giving the nation's capital the team they deserve.
Welcome back inside the Canada Summer Games Arena here in St. Catharines, Ontario. 20 minutes left to play here between the St. Catharines Athletics and the Burlington Blaze. A reminder, Series 2-1 so far for the Athletics. They're looking to close this thing out on their home floor. They do not want to let this game go back to Central Arena.
Early save there from Vanier, who now takes up the net to our left. Keaton Zavitz getting it here for the Athletics. Turns and fires that one wide. Heads up in the Burlington bench as Christian Lefebvre comes back to corral it. Under 10 to shoot. He's going to cut through the middle. Low shot. And pouncing on top of it. It's in the gear somewhere of Cal Lever-Pereira. He makes another good save. Here's a graduating player trying to keep his season and career alive. Chuck Rawson out here. Cutting through was Marinier. Save made Vanier. Back up for Thunderhill, who's been the story tonight. 5 goals, 6 points on 6 Athletics goals. He's still got it on the hidden ball play. Now goes back across floor for Zachary Toll. And it bounced out of the corner.
What a pass.
Nice pickup, and Zachary Toll all over the ball carrier who shoots. Bounces just into the corner. Another big collision as Cody Innes is back for it. It's going to be Armitage who picks up.
Yeah, 2 things to watch if you're a Blaze fan. Shots and loose balls, and the connection between those two, right? You got to flip this shot differential. Vanyo's been pretty good, just haven't been able to test him enough in the first 2 periods. Got to earn those loose balls in your own zone and in the offensive zone and try to maximize the number of shots you can, and then obviously limit the number of no-shot possessions.
5 left to shoot here for Keaton Zavitz and the Athletics. He does take it. Picked up by Armstrong. Back in front, Meridian looking to turn any which way he can, and Sawyer English wasn't going to let him get a shot away or the rebound, but it does bounce back here to Lefebvre and the Athletics as they were going for a change. Lefebvre knocked into the crease, and ball will be given here to Burlington.
Good example there. St. Catharines earns themselves 2 extra shots with the offensive zone loose balls. You got to find a way to get some of those if you're the Blaze.
Burlington's turn to set up. That one's going to roll away from Innes, though, as it bounced to Aaron, picked up, and headed out is Sutter Pilon.
Boy, what a play there by Fletcher. The St. Catharines defense never lets you find a flow, right? They're just always kind of sticking around, always in your gloves, never letting you really scan through the defense there. That was a really nice end to that possession for Logan Fletcher.
Outside shot comes in on the Burlington goal. Going to bounce all the way back. A little bit of an outlet flip there from Burlington. Gave it right to the worst player on the floor, Thunderhill. Worst option if you're a Burlington fan. Been pretty good tonight, though. Tries to shoot for number 6. And Lever-Pereira makes the stop.
Yeah, got caught a little bit between the 2 pipes there. It looked like for a second he was going to the far side. Yanks it back short side, but just doesn't get it all the way. Good save by Lever-Pereira.
Good save from Vanier back the other way, as there were 2 players right on top of his crease. And already 3.5 minutes gone in this third and final regulation time period. Christian Lefebvre up top to Thunderhill. He'll go to the far side.
Sorry, Matty.
No problem. Zachary Toll shoots over the top. Picked up Thunderhill, 5 to shoot. Another good tap dancing routine before lifting that one wide, and will not beat the shot clock. Hasn't missed very often here tonight.
Numbers here.
Well, that one forced it a little bit. They do come in with Rawson shooting it off of Vanier, picked up by Innes. He'll slam in the brakes, now shovels it back to the right side.
Yeah, Sawyer English, by the way, playing a pretty consistent D shift here. Obviously a talented offensive player as well. You know, might be a way to look for kind of create some easy offense there. But if someone's flying up the floor for Burlington, don't be surprised if it's 15.
Over and back turns into a good opportunity for Ari Steinhaus.
Yeah, they got a good one in Ari Steinhaus and obviously his brother as well. Two guys who really get up the floor and do everything. They can play out both doors.
Kind of reminds you of their father, does it not?
Sure does. A lot of lacrosse fans, Matty, who have followed the pro ranks for a while, will recognize a lot of names on the St. Catharines team. Toll, Steinhaus, Meridian, guys who have certainly followed in some great shoes in this game.
Over the top, Zavitz, another name that's been synonymous in this part of the province, as that one just rolled out of the crease of Lever Pereira. A couple players not sure if they could actually go in and touch that or not.
Well, Lever Pereira doing his part here early in the third period as Burlington's got to get a better possession. Marinier is going to be open.
Up top, Xander Durkatz. That one had Mustard going in towards the back glass and coming back off it.
Yeah, that's a good look, though. That's a good look. Good two-man, good pick by Marinier to get Durkatz open, and he's hit those tonight.
On the run, 10 to shoot. Here comes Meridian circling the crease. Playing it back on the wrong side, still getting the shot away was the Athletics.
What a save.
Meridian still the only non-Thunderhill Athletics player to score in this game. Sawyer English reaches past his man and got it off the arm of Vagno.
Repeat possession here. Gotta punish the Athletics defense. Tired group out there. Got to get a good look. And they will.
Sawyer English over the back looking for Innes. Picked up by Vagno. By the way, this part of the province getting ready for the Junior B Western Conference Championship Series as well. Getting started in a couple days' time. St. Catharines Athletics Junior B program having another good season.
Yep, Orangeville still alive, I believe, as well. So some of the familiar names from Junior A, good Junior B teams as well. As
in front,
Lever Pereira gets another good look.
Ty Stainhouse.
Boy, Ty Stainhouse got buried at the end of that play.
And in case you're wondering, I believe it was St. Catharines, Burlington, and Orangeville, the only three provincial representatives at qualifiers to have a team at all three levels. A couple had two. There were a few one-offs, but Burlington, St. Catharines, Orangeville in all three, if you're wondering what the future looks like for those three franchises. Marinier behind the net. It's Rawson who's going to roll out. Up top to Durkat. Stutter step, turns right back into a double team. One-on-one, tries to one-hand it in on Vagno, and it goes wide. McLeod recovers, and just enough to get the shot clock away. By the way, I was talking to Jeremy Bailey last night through text message, working on the festival schedule by hand last night while he had our game on.
Nice.
So hats off and shout out to folks who are getting ready for festival season coming up. From the outside, Zachary Told gets one in on Lever Pereira again. That puts the Athletics up over the 50 shot mark with still 12 minutes to play here in the third. Now 21 ahead of Burlington. Shot from Gavin Tebow, caught by Vagno.
Got to try to get a little deeper into these possessions if you're Burlington. A lot of quick shots. Vagno's been seeing the ball pretty cleanly here for the couple games that he's been in the series. Try to work it deeper, at least give your defense a little bit of a breather here. Let's look out. This is English. He can fly.
Overran it, though. Perhaps saw Meridian stepping up right at the timeline. And Meridian will take it from Armitage. Keaton Zavitz hanging back. Going to take transition away from Burlington. Should it come back the other way? Effectively a 4-on-4 offensive shift. In the hands of Armitage. Got tied up. Still manages to flip it to Stainhouse, though. Stainhouse backs up a step. Thunderhill, look out in front. And Lever Pereira makes the catch.
You know, Matty, you see that at all levels of box lacrosse. The offensive player late in a game when they're losing will just stay on offense. I still haven't figured out if that actually helps the offense or not as Marinier gets a good look. Because I think it's better, you'd rather try to play for a breakaway. Having an extra defender back there just is one more guy to kind of clean up the mess. I've done it before, for sure. but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I'm just saying my brain hasn't been able to wrap around that one yet.
Zavitz to Hill. Back working through Carson Robbins. Now down to Lefebvre. 5 in the shot clock as he works out of the corner. Can Lefebvre get a shot away? He does, but just a tick late. First thing we say when two guys go off, though, a lot of room out there on offense.
Yeah. Good shift there. Bauer swiced him on Burlington. Apologies if I got the pronunciation wrong, but a good shift for 19 in black there.
We believe game sheet, one of 16 graduating players on this Burlington roster. That is a big number, one I haven't seen like that in a long time.
Crazy.
On the run. Gavin Tebow, one of those.
Yeah, that's a good look from Tebow. He's had a couple shots in this period, but a shot off the pass from Marinier, that's a better look for Burlington. Still lots of time in this game.
Athletics will set up again into the back half of this final regulation time period. 6-4 for the Athletics. Keeping it to the outside. Here's Thunderhill. The hot stick tonight elects to pass off this time. I think that might have surprised Carson Robbins. 1 to shoot and turning, not going to get it done.
Yeah, Robbins saying, why are you passing to me? You got the hot stick, let it fly. But kidding aside, that's what happens when you got a guy who's playing that well, is the defense has to start cheating towards the shooter.
Cross-forward pass into the stick of Durkatz.
Got McLeod just sitting behind the goal.
Already with one, he'll flip to Marinier. Off of Vaniel, rolling around in the crease. And picked up and out. That was Julian Race one more time. Really put together a strong season, has Julian Race.
Yeah, nice save there by Vaniel. That was a good two-man from Durkatz and Marinier. Better shots for Burlington these last couple of possessions. They're making a push.
Stepping in, turning back, Zachary Toll. Cooper Joyce all over him, now up to Thunderhill.
I don't think we've had a stoppage of play in about 12 minutes, by the way.
Zavitz, a long shot.
No goals in this period, right? And no penalties either. So we're getting up and down. That's the best sign for St. Catharines, is the clock is just continuing to move.
Chuck Rawson takes a bit of a chop from Liam Deach. Rawson gets past everybody to the crease. Vaniel the save, rebound, stops the second one too.
Both goaltenders doing their part. Lever Pereira had the four-parter in the first round, in the first period. Vaniel with the two-piece meal deal there.
Up over 30 saves now. 4 goals off 35 shots for Burlington. Thunderhill, far side, Stainhouse. He'll send it back to Meridian, looking for Hill again, turns and shoots. Got all his scoring done before the third period. Again, we were told this would be his big one. But they all just seem to be just a little bit off the mark.
Yep, good eat by Adam Ross to the end of it. Don't rub it.
7.5 to play. Burlington are going to need one here pretty soon, it feels like, the way this game is going. Marinier lost control of it. It bounced right up into the St. Catharines bench.
Yeah, I think you're just thinking about his move there. It looked like an isolation set. They've also been putting guys behind the net a lot, trying just to clear out more space for their guys up top. Again, in the summer, limited what that guy can do back there without the dunk. You can still use him as a feeder, but obviously a little bit less dangerous than in the NLL.
Spin move back far side. They'll work it through. Hill again, get the socks ready. Comes back to Zavitz. And a moving screen out of the corner will take it away from St. Catharines. Big boys on offense. Marinier, McLeod, Durkatz, Gavin Tebow, all graduating players on this Burlington roster.
He's the man behind the net again, as Durkatz can be a feeder back here.
Armstrong's going to go chase him. It goes to Rawson on the far side, around a screen, big collision in front of the crease just as the Marinier shot was arriving. Marinier there to pick up the rebound, though.
This is going to be the first stoppage here of the period.
Delayed penalty coming. Cal Lever Pereira to the bench. It'll come to Sawyer English, who's the extra man. Down in the corner, finds Innes off the shoulder of Vaniel. Really the first time tonight I can remember extended possession here for Burlington. English cross floor. No shot from the left side. It comes back to English again. Vanya went low. Shot went high off the end glass, and it'll sit. Stopped on the back of the net, and we will get that penalty call.
Yeah, someone got a stick in the lane at the end there. It was good play. Penalty is going to be off ball here. Yeah, it's a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good call, right? You're not going to see a ton of calls in the last 5 minutes of an elimination game, but that's clearly a trip from my vantage point.
By the way, graduating Burlington Blaze players not in this game tonight: Jackson Ford, Reed Allen, Liam Blakely, and Liam Perro. Both goaltenders in their 21-year season. Oliver Vagno gets back in the net. 6 minutes left to go. You feel like they need one here to Burlington. Scored on their only 2-minute power play of the game so far. Did have one that was 23 seconds long that they were not able to capitalize on. Marinier into the corner. Chuck Rawson and Marinier to Rawson again. Double clutch from Durkatz. He's the guy that had it. Marinier scored the power play marker earlier.
Yeah, good save from Vagno there, sticking on the pump from Durkatz. Good double team by the Blaze here. Got to finish it off, though. Excellent job. Excellent job by Burlington maximizing this penalty.
Ball comes out of the stick of Colton Armitage. 5 minutes and 20 seconds left. Rawson looking to the bench. No help coming there. All 5 are out there. It's Durkatz in the corner, working it back to Rawson. Now Innes. Rawson with room to shoot. Didn't. Waited for a screen in front of him and then wide of the net. Here's Marinier back at the restraining line. 2 now. 1 for Rawson to shoot. Not going to get one away.
Outstanding penalty kill defense there by St. Catharines.
56 seconds remaining in the Athletics penalty. Zavitz, the captain, runs it over center, and again, the Blades are going to keep one man back.
Yep.
Here's Zavitz.
Got to bear down here if you're Burlington. We've seen these situations go south.
Matt King and Ted Rawson providing the double team. Zavitz still with it. Going to break free, going to the crease. Backs away from Cooper Joyce. Now, backs foot shot. That takes the penalty down to 25 seconds, though, and Zavitz gets a good round of applause as the captain heads off.
Great play by Joyce, though, recognizing the advantage gained by Zavitz.
Durkatz up to Marinier. That shot hits Stainhouse.
Good heat, don't rub it.
I was waiting for it. Still Burlington ball, though. Marinier wants the shot. That might have hit off a St. Catharines stick. That's what they're going to say, and the coaching staff of the Athletics.
I think that's the right call. How else would it have bounced like that?
Wanted it to go the other way. Penalty is over. Julian Race comes flying off the bench.
Good look at the end of the power play, but another nice save by Vagno. And this clock continues to tick. Under 4 now. If you're St. Catharines, nothing easy, right? No defensive, no transition against. I think you'll probably see them pull their guys here as Burlington is just playing down a man right now.
That was Meridian coming off. He recognized that Sawyer English was quickly going to come out that front door. However,
that's a sneaky big reset for St. Catharines, too. They can take this thing down to the 3-minute mark now. Normally, this should maybe be a little bit early for just ragging it, but how this game and series has gone, I think if you're St. Catharines, you got to take this thing all the way down to the end.
Here's Christian Lefebvre. Finds Zachary Toll, who cuts in, takes the shot. And if you look at the way St. Catharines has played all season long, even Burlington for that matter, low-scoring games is how these two teams do like to play. So no surprise, we're only at 53 minutes into this game.
Boy, tough one there for the Blaze. St. Catharines an opportunity to take 30 more seconds here, but you got to clear it. Got to be good in the middle of the floor here. Burlington should have both of their timeouts. By my count, St. Catharines should only have one. We'll see if like yesterday in Orangeville, if Burlington elects to use their timeout soon. Got to think about 6-on-5 maybe coming up here as well. Is it too early? I would expect Lever Pereira to come on this possession.
Big scrum right near the hockey blue line, and
yeah, there he comes.
he's already coming. He's going to beat a couple of his teammates probably to the bench. Rawson, McLeod, Thibault.
6-on-5 for the Blaze here.
Already out there, Durkatz, Initz, and Marinier, as you would expect. Go time for the Blaze as we hit the 2-minute warning. All the way cross floor. Innis, that one hits the back of one of the Athletics players. Now Rawson, back to Marinier, backing up off the leg of Vanier. Picked up
Lever Pereira's getting back in the goal.
through the middle. Ethan Fisher now coming in.
Boy, tough one for Fisher there. You're on a breakaway, but you probably want the time off there.
Fisher gets up hobbling towards the bench. Lever Pereira is going to come again. Minute and a half to go in regulation. 6-on-5 set.
St. Catharines playing 5 on a dice, so someone's got to be open on the perimeter.
Cutting through Rawson. Excuse me, that's Thibault, who's going to cut off the boards and score. We got a 1-goal game.
And we got a quiet crowd, too, after that one. Burlington's been knocking at the door. The middle's pretty crowded here. Just a great look through from Innis. And Thibault has been around it all quarter long, or all period long, excuse me. So minute 24. Now you have an interesting question. If Burlington wins it, do you pull the goalie now? Because now you're in it. Now you're playing for the last second. They got the goal they needed early. I would expect them to play 5-on-5 if they win this faceoff.
Still sounds like they've already spoken to Blair Ferguson. If they get possession, expect a timeout to come here, as it's a stalemate at the dot. Cooper Joyce, Nathan Fear.
Yeah, Nathan Fear, just keep it there, right?
Sure.
This is advantage athletics, 100%.
They're going to get the crowd back behind them, and that ball's going to squirt free. Sawyer English, first one to it, couldn't pick up cleanly. Everyone looks to the bench, and timeout is called with 58 seconds left to go.
Boy, not all loose balls are created equal. What a play there from Sawyer English, picking this thing up. Hidden play, not going to appear in the box score, but it's going to give Burlington a good look at this thing. And now, because of how long that faceoff took about 30 seconds. So now you have to go 6-on-5 if you're Burlington, as we see Thunder Hill. Just a Thunder Hill highlight reel here.
He's going to be our player of the game for sure, regardless what happens in 58 seconds. 6 points and 5 goals on the 6 put up by St. Catharines here tonight.
Okay, so you got to go 6-on-5 if you're Burlington. I would expect Steve Toll to shut somebody, right, or try to be aggressive early in this possession. That's typically how he wants to do it. And you're going to see Julian Race actually press the ball here.
Well, I think they were looking for Marinier because everybody pointed down floor where he's going to start with the ball. Quickly gets it away there to Thibault in the corner for Rawson. As we're back underway, big scramble through the middle. Look out, bouncing ball to the side of Vanier, who scoops it with 45 seconds left to go.
Lever Pereira, they're not going to put Lever Pereira back in, so they got to watch the shot here. Got to create a turnover.
Gets through, gets tripped up.
Oh boy.
Arm of the official high, Race still with it. 34 to go. Clock more important than the goal right now. Ty Stainhouse spins back.
Yeah, you still want to get the goal at the end of this if you're St. Catharines.
Sure.
You can afford to score. You want to score.
Fans want another penalty. Zavitz puts it right into the middle and waves goodbye to the Burlington Blaze.
How it's been explained to me, Matt, if you're up 1, you want to score it, and if you're up 2, you want to keep the ball and take the time. St. Catharines gets both, right? And they get the luxury of knowing once the penalty gets called that they're not going to have it go the other way. Zavitz, the captain, puts the icing on the cake, presumably, as Burlington needs a miracle now.
Everybody's standing on the dasher in terms of coaching staff on the Burlington side. And again, it's Sawyer English who's going in looking for this loose ball. Fear is in there, as is Logan Fletcher, but the clock continues to tick down. Out in front, Cody Ennis scores! 0.4 left! I think it's
Banjo got smoked by his own defender.
I think it's going to be academic, however, but
Yep.
how big is that empty netter now?
And talking about, empty netter 100%, and also talking about hidden plays, how about Nathan Fear taking like 40 seconds of time off these two faceoffs at the end of the game? Basically sealed it, right? Another play that's it's actually going to not even appear in his favor in the box score, not even faceoff wins for St. Catharines, but just killing enough of the penalty, or enough of the time off the clock here.
I think they're double checking. 3 seconds. Oh,
that's a favorable bounce for Burlington, I would think, but still miracle time, as Fear is just going to try to do the same thing he's been doing.
In on Cooper Joyce, clamps down, everybody piles in, and there will be a new Minto Cup champion in 2024 as the Athletics get past the Burlington Blaze. (7-6) your final in game number 4. St. Catharines winning the series 3-1.
What a series, Maddie.
Another one.
These the hardest thing I think I've had to adjust in my time, being on these broadcasts, is thinking about, what to say after we see these fifth-year guys play their last junior game, right? I've been part of that. I've seen it happen to my teammates. I've obviously finished my own career at different steps of it. These Blaze players are champions, right? They're Minto Cup champions forever, several of them, and they played their hearts out tonight. Just one shot short, right? And how often have we seen, these games go down to the wire, and another series that was an absolute pleasure to call it. I'm glad we got up here to Canada Summer Games Park.
First two guys who are going to lead the handshake line are both playing their final game. Cal Levin Pereira, we found out tonight he's going to be in the NLL draft this year. Dante Mancini came over as the backup goaltender. He's a graduating player. Cooper Jackson, Gavin Tebow, Riley Ford, Alex Marinier, Will McLeod, Boyer Swiston, Tyler Kuchar, Xander Durkatz, Zach Coleman, and we mentioned the scratches earlier today. 16 of them after they sent 13 last year from the Minto Cup winning team. I mean, next year's going to be an interesting one for the Burlington Blaze, I think. I mean,
defending a championship is one of the hardest things to do in sports, regardless.
Absolutely.
Let alone with all those guys they left or they lost after last year. It would have been really easy for them to fold it in and pack up their tents a long time ago. They fought right down to the wire here. And if you're St. Catharines, a new building just a few years ago, a beautiful new locker room, the Minto Cup coming next year, and an outstanding home crowd here tonight. This is what you want to see. This is the plan working up here in St. Catharines, pretty much to perfection so far.
We talked about the Junior B team that's going to come through.
Sure.
Second wave as they come. Minor programs from both of these teams in A qualifiers and provincials, and good things happening here in St. Catharines, including the Athletics moving on to the next round, which means there's only one more series left to decide. It's the Six Nations Arrows up 2-1 on the Peterborough Lakers. Game number 4 of that series is at the ILA tomorrow. So is our crew. Jonathan Donville, my partner, will be there. I'll be there along with Gary Morrison, the JVI Sports Network, Colleen Grimes, and the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. Our director tonight was Rachel Wolf. We thank you for tuning in. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 8 p.m. start from the ILA.
Place of boy.